Hello everybody and welcome back to Blaster Master Zero. It's now time for us to just finish up exploring this area and grabbing everything we need. Yeah, this area has some tricky bits of exploration that is going to require me to backtrack to get some things I missed going forward. The thing is, this is the first area that also has some hidden passages towards getting certain power-ups, and that's just going to be a thing we're going to have to deal with going forward if we want to get the good ending. Also, taking damage is another thing we're going to have to deal with going forward. Like, more so than usual, apparently. But now we can start making at least a little progress. Okay, I can't do anything to those red spikes yet. But like I said before, it's something we're going to be able to do soon, and I will abuse it maliciously. Even though this ice area isn't as lethal as some of the more notorious ones are in terms of old-school gaming, I'm still going to be glad to be rid of it. And hey, we caught up to Fred, who is apparently some kind of robot frog? Look, I don't write this stuff, I just play it. But hey, we completed an objective. Okay, this is just equipment info. And Fred just croaks when you pick him in the receiver menu. So now the game decides to get a bit nasty with us over these narrow passage things. I should have probably remembered I could have killed those drones with the laser weapon, but I was lazy and stupid. But not as much as I'm going to feel pretty soon. Okay, I think I bypassed a power-up, but I forgot that I could have actually gotten it. Yeah, I somehow forgot which way was actual progress and which way was towards a power-up that I wanted and desperately needed. So we're going to be taking the wrong direction. But I don't mind being wrong unless it, like, completely ruins my game. Plus, I've got iframes, which means I cannot be beaten by anyone. Okay, this is definitely progress. So it's time to head back and do the thing. There are reasons I'd want the power-up back there that even go beyond the fact that I need to collect all of these things to get the good ending. Because it makes some tricky areas later on highly manageable and some even trivial. Basically, my entire approach to these sorts of games is to win in the laziest way possible. Okay, we're almost out of here. And now we need to figure out how to get down there. Okay, so I don't think you can actually get down here without taking damage. There might be a way, but I haven't figured it out. I am not, as a rule, a clever person. Okay, now this is where I want to be. And I don't have my flamethrower. I'm gonna have to expend effort. Thankfully, this place isn't really packed with enemies. Okay. Now I can navigate without much trouble. I appreciate that the game rewards you for checking what solutions are available to you from your weapon bar. It's something that Blaster Master 02 does a bit more than this game, but it's still appreciated. Now we'll just save and see what's in here. Okay, it's a boardroom. However, the enemies in here are generally too quick or elusive to really be taken out by the chain lightning. So we're just gonna stick to, yeah, you guessed it, the wave cannon. I'm sorry. This is a game of the degenerate option. Okay, the cannon is very useful and very dangerous. And it produces a lot of recoil. It does not shoot straight forward across the full screen. Generates a huge explosion that can damage you, but it clears out a lot of nasty obstacles. I will be abusing this weapon a very great deal throughout the rest of the game. And the heck of it is, this thing isn't even all that good for fighting bosses. Because of all of its various drawbacks, but it's good for basically everything else. I think from now on I might take more damage from cannon than enemies. But I think that as this goes on, we will be seeing the true source of my losses throughout the rest of the game. Oh, there we go. Thankfully, there's a little power-up I can get through here now. These red spike things are going to be prevalent through most of the rest of the game, really. And I love it when games give you tools to deal with spikes, either the flamethrower here, the cannon in these side sections. One of my favorites, though, is actually in Ballast 4 for the Turbo CD, where it's a side-scrolling action game where you have your pick of 3 characters, almost like Castlevania 3 that you can switch between as you play through the game. And unlike Ballast 3, these actually mean things. Like, Lena has a slide with iframes. Namu, when she isn't being killed, has the double jump. And King Asphalt, being the old and wise king that he is, built himself a suit of armor that makes him invincible to spikes and ice physics. He's been around a while. He knows what threats there are in these sorts of games. And it's not just ice physics, it's immunity to anything that causes forced movement like waterways and conveyor belts. I don't know why he's the only protagonist who has thought of that sort of thing. There's a point where I'd actually like to redo my playthroughs of the Ballast series, but I'd only real tackle that if there was ever a translation of Ballast 4 for the Turbo CD, because that's really the only one worth playing. Okay, let's burn our way through here. And hey, it's chapter boss time. So we're going to try out this thing here. Well, this is ominous. I think this is a new boss, too. Okay, to beat this boss you need to destroy all of these wall turrets. We've already taken out most of them, but now it's time to play around with our new toy. So what the tank support does is it lets you designate a bunch of areas to target within a time limit, and then just drops the hammer on them. It's your very own siege tank support. So, some of these have targeting lasers that if you cross them will open up all of the turrets and fire on you. Oh, and by the way, don't melt the ice. That will make things harder for you. If you're confident you can trigger the laser fire just to get all of these things to open up and make them vulnerable, at the cost of putting more shots on the field. So here's what happens if you melt the ice. That's right, it'll reform the ice and add spikes. So there's not really a point to it. But hey, that's it for this guy. Okay, this is the wall climb. Remember Grant from Castlevania 3? Well, now you can do that with your tank. Well, it's time for the talk. Tanking time! What this about? Our drone here, known as Fred. Fred is the advanced scout. Eh? Oh. What you getting at? Oh. Okay, Oh, it's very true. After this conversation is done, I will tell you why it's true. No, you don't. No can do, there are 8 levels. If we've come this far in the tank, I think you'll be fine. We are now a tank crew. Okay, while I tried for conversations and fumble around with the controls, I'm going to explain what just happened there. This game is a sequel to Metafight. The Sophia 3 is a metal attacker which was developed on the planet Sophia 3 by the Nora Science Lab. That's where Eve's model number comes from, Nora 2057. Metafight, I believe, took place in 2052, so this tank may have been here for a little while. Also, I'd like you to keep in mind that she said that these units may have been sent to other planets. By the way, I think I may have missed a conversation where Jason is kind of in awe about how Eve looks basically like a human. And he tells Eve this, and she's like, "What, do you like your girls to look more robotic?" Or something like that. And he's like, no, this is perfectly fine. Okay, now I need to figure out how to navigate things again. And we are good to go. Yeah, I think that this is the first Blaster Master game in a very long while that has actually cared about meta fight. Because everything else, Blaster Master 2, Blasting Again, Enemy Below, all of that sort of thing, has never really made any mention to the actual Japanese original game. So the fact that this is the one that did it is pretty unusual. Let's see if there are any other conversations we can get here. Oh-ho! We're gonna have to start digging. And that means backtracking. And that's just stat things again. Okay, that's it for this episode of Blaster Master Zero or Meta Fight 2. See you next time.